everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and today I'm going to be showing you what my version of Phase 3 of the MCU would look like. This is part 3 in a 10-part series of videos, so if you haven't checked out parts 1 or 2, be sure to click the tab up here which will take you to a playlist with both parts in it. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on my version of Phase 3 of the MCU. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so this phase is going to consist of a total of 10 movies and will kick off with Doctor Strange. And basically, it's going to be the same as the real Doctor Strange movie that we got. We are introduced to Doctor Strange and the mystic arts side of the MCU, as well as the introduction of the Time Stone. Caecilius will be the main villain, the Ancient One will die, and there will be a confrontation between Doctor Strange and Dormammu. And the post-credit scenes from that movie will be exactly the same. After Doctor Strange, we will be getting Black Panther. This one will also be the same as the real-life movie, but there will be one minor change, and that this will be the introduction of Black Panther into the cinematic universe. The rest will be exactly the same. T'Challa becomes the Black Panther and rises up to become the King of Wakanda. Killmonger will be the main villain of the movie and will challenge T'Challa for the throne of Wakanda. Again, the exact same movie that we got in real life, but with one small change. The next movie on the schedule is Captain Marvel. Again, this will be the exact same movie that we got back in 2019, where Captain Marvel crash lands on Earth and teams up with Nick Fury to defeat the Skrulls, only for them to be revealed that they're just refugees and that the villains of the movie are the Kree. The only change I'd make to the movie is removing the mid-credits scene. Other than that, there will be no other changes to this movie for the cinematic universe. After Captain Marvel, the next movie will be Ultimate Spider-Man. This movie will deal with Peter Parker as he finally manages to balance his normal life with being Spider-Man, while he also meets and falls in love with Gwen Stacy. There will be 2 villains in this movie, and that will be the Vulture and Sandman. With Sandman doing the things he does for his dying daughter, and Vulture doing what he does because the government stopped him from taking Chitauri tech from the wreckage of the Battle of New York. The movie will end with Peter and Gwen getting together, and will feature a post-credit scene with the Vulture and Sandman in prison, where we get a cameo from Green Goblin recruiting them to a team of his. After Ultimate Spider-Man, there will be Deadpool. This movie will be the exact same movie that we got back in 2016, and it will also be rated R. However, some jokes of the movie will have to be cut, like the X-Men Origins version of Deadpool, and those jokes will be replaced with jokes connecting to the broader MCU. Other than that, the movie will play out exactly the same as it did with the real-life movie. Following Deadpool will be the release of The Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Now, this movie is gonna have the same plot as the real-life movie, but there will be some changes. The Fantastic Four will be exploring the modern-day MCU that they travel to by the end of the first movie. The Silver Surfer arrives to Earth as ordered by his boss, and Dr. Doom manages to get a hold of the Silver Surfer's powers and tries to take over the world once again. But the Fantastic Four are able to stop him and manage to kill him. But spoiler alert, he's not dead yet. The Fantastic Four decide to stay in this current present-day MCU, while the Silver Surfer returns to his boss, who's revealed to be Galactus. Following the Fantastic Four, we will get Planet Hulk. This movie will follow up on the Hulk's self-banishment from Earth from being too much of a threat, which leads him to crash land on the junk planet of Sakaar, where the Hulk meets the Grand Master and wants the Hulk to be his next gladiator champion. Ravage will be the main villain of the movie, and the film will end with the Hulk deciding to stay on Sakaar to be a gladiator warrior. Following the release of Planet Hulk, the next movie will introduce a group of new characters into the MCU, the Inhumans. This is just gonna be your standard basic origin movie for the Inhumans. And since I don't know that much about the Inhumans, I can't give you a plot for what this Inhumans movie would look like. But what I can say is that Maximus will be the main villain of the movie. And that's basically all I can say about the Inhumans, since I don't know much about that group of Marvel characters. Which is why I'm gonna open the question to you. How would you make this Inhumans movie? Leave your answers down in the comments section. From there, we will move on to our first standalone X-Men spin-off movie that will be the first in a trilogy of movies, and that is The Wolverine. Unlike the X-Men movies in the cinematic universe, this one will be given an R rating, and the movie will follow Wolverine after the events of X2, trying to find William Stryker and learn more about his past. Sabretooth will be the main villain of the movie, and Wolverine will ultimately end up killing Sabretooth. Oh, and it should be mentioned that Wolverine in this movie will be wearing a yellow and brown suit from the comics. And finally, that brings us to our last film of Phase 3, which will be the big tentpole film of this phase, Avengers Civil War. Not only will this be adapting the Civil War event from the comics, but it will also have some elements from Captain America Civil War. For one, there will be a lot more heroes joining in this Civil War, which does include the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, who have gained some new members. And the characters that are up on screen right now will be the characters that will not be appearing in the Civil War movie. Oh, and Spider-Man will be donning a comic-accurate version of the Iron Spider suit. But essentially, the reason for this Civil War battle even exists in the first place is the Sokovia Accords, which is a law the government wants after the Battle of Sokovia in Age of Ultron. We will also learn more about the Winter Soldier program and what Hydra did to Bucky Barnes. And even though this will be a PG-13 movie, the action in here will still be more brutal and intense from the past MCU movies up until this point. And I figured that at least one character would have to bite the bullet in this movie, so I decided that that character will be Jean Grey. But before Jean Grey dies, we cut to a close-up of her eye, where we do see a little phoenix bird in her eye. By the end of the movie, the Sokovia Accords will be passed, and all heroes must abide by these accords. And the Avengers are officially no more. And that was my version of Phase 3 of the MCU. Be sure to keep an eye out for my version of Phase 4 of the MCU, where not only will it be a direct aftermath of Avengers Civil War, but will also be the ultimate conclusion of my version of the Infinity Saga. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on my version of Phase 3. And I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.